Today, we're going to talk about the power of being present. You guys, we live in an extremely distracted world. So, how do we sell when everybody has noise, noise, noise? Welcome to Referral Roadmap. If you're ready to stop chasing clients and start attracting them through meaningful connections, you're in the right place. This is where we turn relationships into revenue, generosity into growth. Each week, we're going to explore strategies, stories, and my favorite, step-by-step actions that help you build a business fueled by referrals and relationships. Your next breakthrough starts right here. So let's go hit the road together. Today, we have a guest on that is going to help you get clarity. You need to be listening. Thank you so much for being here. But people are coming at you online, in person, content. What do? How do you stay relevant? How do you stay present? Jada, do you want to go in a little bit more detail for everybody? I know I get all emotional when you make sure that we stay on track.
Hey, absolutely. So, if you are a person that you've ever felt like people aren't really listening anymore, you're talking, you're posting, you're emailing, and it's just like no one is hearing you. The truth is, it's not you. We're living in a world that is more distracted than ever. And if you don't know how to create that real connection, you're going to keep getting lost in the noise. So, today in this episode, we're going to be talking about the one thing that's going to cut through that chaos and that noise, which is presence. So, how to show up in a way that makes people stop, lean in and listen, whether you're online, you're in person, or you're sharing a message through some kind of online content. Because in a world full of noise, the most powerful thing you can be is fully present. So that is what we're going to be talking about today. Athena, I'm sure that you have some kind of story to start us off before we introduce our wonderful guest.
I'm so excited. I'll make it short and sweet, but I want to thank everybody for being here. You guys, I can't believe we're in season 6. We're almost at the end of it. This has been fabulous. So thank you so much for listening. I will say this, please, yes, like and subscribe, but more importantly, share these episodes. These are powerful. They can change your business, change somebody's life. So if you love somebody, share this with them today. But yeah, you know what, Jada, I do have a little story, and I'll make it short because I love our guest. He's one of my favorite people. But I had something happen to me recently that I've already shared, I think, on our other podcast. But I had a speaking engagement, and it was with the entire room were moms of children with special needs. And these are my people, right? These are my people. And, you wanna talk about being present. Before I spoke, I always pray before I speak, and just make sure that I'm aligned, and this one, God said, "Get on your knees." And he told me which he's never done, I did, and then he told me, "Pray over the room." And I know this is not a spiritual podcast, I'm just telling my truth, y'all. So I did what he told me to do. And I went in there and I was a little nervous, you guys. I was nervous because I'm like, these are my people. Like, I can't screw these. I mean, I should be sitting in the audience here, right? And what I found in that is I literally it was like the world stopped. And for those 45 minutes, I spoke to those women. I spoke so authentically from my heart. And I could literally feel energy coming out. And I could feel the energy in the room. And being able to be present with those women when I spoke, and honest and transparent changed the dynamic of that speech. Now, on a speaking scale, maybe I was a 6, but the energy and the impact of it was a 15. And after I spoke, I had the ability to stay the rest of the weekend with the women and have community with them and shut down the world and hear their stories, hear their hearts, pray with them, laugh with them, cry with them, do all of these things. And I will tell you, and Jada, I've told you this, I was changed. I was changed that weekend. And it was a revelation to me, a literal like dividing sand, cutting of the curtain, and whatever you want to call it, where I realized that everything that's ever happened to me in my life, good or bad, I'm so thankful for. Because of it, I was able to speak life, stand with people in truth, hear their stories, and have empathy. The It was magnificent, and, It was emotionally draining, I'm just gonna be honest. It also was emotionally draining because I was present, and so I just wanna encourage people, we talk about and we're gonna talk about why we need to be present to sell, but let's not also forget the impact we make on ourselves. When we get to be present and authentic with people, we get changed, and that weekend, I was changed for the better. And it's months later now, and that still has not changed. And so very excited about that. And today we're going to go deeper. The gentleman that we are have on, we've had him on our podcast before, on both podcasts. Again, he's one of my favorite people. He has a heart that is pure, wanting to help other people. Outside of his family, I think the entire human population is his family. He cares about people. He has a heart to help people. And even though he's in sales, I'll tell you, I've known him for a long time. It's not about the success or the money, it's about the impact. And so today I want to dig deep into that. And please, you want to save this. If you are on the treadmill, you're in the car, you're going to want to save this. The wisdom that you're going to get today could change your life. And I don't say that lightly. So please stay engaged, listen to my friend. So who is this guy? Ah,
This guy is the one, the only Kyle Draper,
I
and
know.
we are so excited to have him back on because well, let me start by saying this. We've had him on 2 podcasts before, and he has just been a crowd favorite, and so we'll keep bringing him back on as many times as he'll say yes to us, right, Athena?
Exactly.
But I wanna introduce Kyle. If you haven't heard of Kyle, then you might be under a rock, but that's okay. Kyle is the CEO and co-founder of Higher Culture Virtual Assistants, dedicated to helping leaders reclaim their time and focus through skilled delegation. As sought-after coach and video marketing therapist, Kyle empowers entrepreneurs to embrace authenticity and build meaningful connections online. As an Amazon best-selling author, which shameless plug, we will link his books, and a co-owner of the Collective Coaching. He's mentored thousands across North America, transforming how they grow their businesses by leveraging relationships and simplifying challenges. Kyle's innovative approach to leadership and productivity inspires growth with intention and confidence. So, if that doesn't explain why he's here today, then, listening to his next 30 minutes or however long of an interview definitely will show you why he's here. So, thank you for being here, Kyle.
You guys are the best. Y'all know how to make a fella feel special. So it is always an honor. I feel like I need a shirt that says like 3-time guest or something
Yes. Oh,
Three-peat.
I know.
because I would wear it proudly.
Yes. Oh,
I
well, we
love
may
that.
just have to do that.
There you go.
I love
And
it. I
I'll
love
make
it.
sure too that the, other 2 episodes that Kyle is on are linked in the show notes, so if you haven't listened to them, please go back and listen to them. He always brings lots of nuggets of knowledge.
And Jada did mention this. I just want to let you guys know, Kyle does have a number of books, not just one book. So we will make sure that all of his books are linked so that you can get access to his wisdom to go even deeper with him. And I just want to say one other thing. This is the beauty of abundance. I'm a coach. He's a coach. Hey, he's amazing. I'm promoting another coach. Hey, you guys, this is what this is about. This is about caring about people, not trying to get it all for yourself. Kyle would do the same. Just saying. Those
Well,
people who want to
it is also easier for you to bring on coaches that aren't as good as you. So,
stop it. That is not
I
true.
think that's really your secret
I know.
is,
He's
you
being
know,
humble and not truth. Hey, Kyle, thank you so much. Okay, so you and I could have podcast after podcast talking a lot about different subjects, but today I really wanted to talk about this being present. And I wanted to hear it from your perspective because I trust you so much and I do respect you. You have this rare ability to make people feel like they're the only person in the room, in person, but in this case, even more importantly, online, which is incredible. Where did that come from? How do you do it intentionally? Um, and how do you stand out in the noise? Tell us.
gosh, well, so let's first say that this isn't going to be a fun episode.
Okay.
And I say that because being present is hard. That's why
Mhm.
most people aren't. Right?
Yeah.
So, everybody's always looking for the quick hit, the quick fix, the silver bullet, and the reality is, like, being present, there is no substitute for what that takes and what that looks like. There are a few cheat codes, I think, to help you, which I'm sure we'll get into, but this is hard work. And Athena, where it started for me is actually, gosh, 6, maybe 7 years ago. We had just moved back to Texas, and I started my first coaching company, and I was charging people like $25 a month to be in this program. And what's wild is at the time I was like, honey, 12 people signed up. Is this incredible or what? And and for the first time ever, I had this conundrum, because now I had people paying for my wisdom when I've been used to just giving it away
Mm,
online.
yeah.
And so now every day I'd wake up and I'd be like, "Oh my gosh, what am I doing? What am I allowed to now give away for free, and what do I need to hold back and save for the people who are paying me money?" And it was the most miserable 6 months of my life,
Mm,
because I feel like I no longer allowed myself to be myself.
mhm.
And so I very quickly, when I realized it, I shut it all down, because it reinforced in me, people don't want to be close to you because of what you know. They want to be close to you because of who you are.
Mic drop.
And so what I realized was I can still give it all away, and the right people know that and go, but I want to be closer. Like, I just want to be in proximity, because, in proximity, that's where the nuggets happen. That's where fruit falls off the tree that wasn't meant to fall off the tree. And I think that's probably what, like, your walk on the beach with Darren Hardy was like. It's like, I don't know what this is going to be like, but I know it's going to be awesome because I'm in proximity to him. And I think, to be present, we've got to let people in proximity to us. But leadership says, as I go up, my community shrinks. And if we're not careful, we end up in the ivory tower all by ourselves. And we can't reach people when we're not letting people
Yeah.
close. And so that was
Wow.
really like my big wake up call moment, that shifted the way that I started showing up.
Mm. Wow, I love what you said there because, there is so much out there that tells us as we in leadership, we tighten our circle. And I don't actually say I disagree with that, but I do love what you're saying. I think there's a protectiveness to the wisdom you surround yourself with as a leader. But I love what you said about you can't have the impact and be intentional if you're not available. I mean, that is beautiful. Um, okay, so I'm listening and I'm like, okay, Kyle, that sounds great, but how do I do that online?
Again, nobody likes this, right? This
Yeah,
isn't fun advice,
yeah.
but stop trying to sell to people, right? Like, we all were taught social media as a business tool, right? For the most part, we were on there to connect with friends, to connect with family. And then all of a sudden somebody's like, you see that over there? Like, that's Facebook, that's Instagram, that's TikTok, that's LinkedIn, that's YouTube. You can sell there.
Mhm.
And so now we bring our concepts for selling to the internet. And if we're a good person, which again, not everybody is, but I would imagine listeners to y'all show are good-hearted people, it feels icky.
Mhm.
And so what I've learned over the years is I have to show up from a genuine place of contribution. Like, I'm here to add value to your life. I can't add it by just selling. I've got to add it through education, through storytelling, through sharing past experiences from people we've served, but do it in a way that expects nothing back.
Mhm. Yeah.
Right? It's the subtle shift from, hey guys, it's Kyle Draper, CEO of Higher Culture. It's the shift away from that to just showing up going, what's up, guys?
Mhm.
Let me tell you a quick story. And just by refraining from introducing myself, it instantly changes the vibe of how that makes you feel. And so it's those subtle changes that go, okay, how would I do this different from a stranger to a friend? And let's show up in the ways that make me feel like a friend.
Mhm.
And it's as a trusted resource, a trusted ally, that ultimately I get to sell online more
Mhm.
than doing it the other way.
Yeah. Well, I love that you're saying that because I think there's too much of that selling, um, and I'm turned off by it personally, and when I'm sitting down with my marketing team, it infuriates me because I see other people doing that approach and they look like they're making millions,
Yeah.
right? And so then I'm
Yep.
like, "Oh, but they're making," and, but I think we gotta be careful because you don't know that's true. You don't know if that's true, and, you don't have to live in their shoes, right? I One of the things in that walk with Darren, he said, because I brought that up, I said, "But these people are doing it like this." And he's like, "They're a flash in the pan. People will find out that their heart's not in it. They're not building legacy. They're not trying to change life. They're in it for themselves." And he said, "If you want to make an impact and leave a legacy, then you cannot do it that way." Right? So it depends, right? I mean, if you're listening right now and you're like, I'm just going to try to get a quick buck, then maybe we're not the podcast for you. If
Yeah.
you want to make a big impact, have legacy, and help truly help people, then continue to listen. Thank you so much for that wisdom. And I will say, it's not easy. It's scary being present online and being
Yeah.
on.
Can I share with you guys something that
Please.
I've like just started that
Yeah.
freaking sucks?
Oh, okay. Please.
Um, well, the things that are healthy for us aren't typically enjoyable and fun,
Hmm.
right? And so I I own way too many businesses. I'm actually proud of myself. I haven't started a new business since the last time I was on the podcast. So
Yay!
I am getting better at saying no and not chasing rabbits. But I have a coaching company that's just for the mortgage space. And my business partner and I were meeting the other day, and we were kind of having a pity party of like, man, we're so much better than a lot of these people we see around
Yes,
us,
you are.
but they're more successful than we are.
Yeah.
And like, what the heck? Like, our program's great. The
Mhm.
knowledge that we have is great. We're good human beings. And here's what we boiled it down to: we're not present enough online. And that's coming from a guy that posts every day. And so
I'm feeling it, you
the
guys.
the
I'm feeling it.
the way we navigated this conversation is the Alex Hormozy launch had just happened, right? $81 million in sales in one day, right? He set the Guinness Book of World Records for the most books sold in 24 hours. That's not a fictional book. And what has he been preaching for years? That he posts 400 times a month. 400 times a month. And if you're listening to this podcast, I wish you guys could see both Athena and Jada's mouths literally drop to the floor the moment I said it. And
Oh,
and for years, most of us have thought 400 times a month, bro. That is so narcissistic. That is so annoying. That is so frustrating. But here's the reality: there's data that says the average adult sees over 5,000 brands a day.
Whoa.
Right? Driving, surfing social, walking up and down the aisles of Target, 5,000 brands a day. Well, guess what, small business owner? Your brand is supposed to be one of those. And even if it is, it's one of 5,000. And so in my mind, I think, dude, I post every day, but I don't control the algorithm. And so, like, that one post every day could be seen by so few people. And so Shane, my business partner, and I haven't been great at it the last couple of days, but we decided we're going to start posting 5 times a day. And it is awful. It's awful. I mean, unless you are an incredible narcissist that loves to see yourself, like, no one wants to think about themselves enough or even
no.
believe you have enough value to give to post 5 times a day. But here's what I've noticed. Just in a week of doing it, my reach is way up, my engagement's way up. I'm noticing people like coming into my notifications that I hadn't seen in a while. And it was because if we're not careful, we get one trick minded. And so I'm only present on social media long enough to say something about business. And so then I quit posting as a parent. I quit posting as a sports fan. And the reality is, like, there's people following me for all those different facets of my life, but I end up fixated on one.
Hmm.
And so then people fall off.
Y'all, I'm going to church right now. I just want everybody to know this is me at church. If you've ever sat in church and been like, the sermon is for me, this
It's
sermon
for me.
today is for me.
And then, and so this
Wow.
is it. Like, we, as present as we think we are,
Mm-hmm.
we're not.
Okay.
And I still to this day, I mean, I probably, I'm posting probably 3 to 5 videos a week on average. And Athena, I still run into people at events that are like, "Man, have you quit posting videos?" And I'm like, "What?" Because for whatever the reason, like, our algorithms fall out of love with one another. And so, like, as present as you think you are, and this is probably true for every season of life, as present as you think you are as a spouse, as a parent, as a business owner, as a friend, you're not present enough. And so we've got to lean in.
Can we dig into something here?
Yeah.
Because you said something, and by the way, I really do. I hope the listeners are hearing. I needed to hear this. I am not doing what he's saying. I'm not even close to what he's doing. And with my book launching in the next year, we've got to be listening to my friend here. So here's the thing, though. You said this is something I struggle with. So maybe the listeners do too. You said they don't want to just hear about business. They want to hear about your sports, your kids, your faith, maybe, or your little quirky thing or whatever. Dude, I'm always like, I'm gonna confuse them.
Yeah.
That's how I feel, like, I'm gonna confuse them, or you think in my or I think, "No one really cares about that." But I'm wrong, huh?
I want to say you're wrong, right? Because I don't know that there's absolute truth in the conversation that
Mhm.
we're having,
Yeah.
but I think if we do it well, my belief is that people don't forget people don't forget what you do, they forget who you are. They forget you exist. And
Mm.
so, like, I kid you not. I posted a video last night of me at the driving range hitting
I
golf
saw it.
balls.
I saw it.
There's no words. Like,
Stalked you, though.
I didn't do like a voiceover. Like, there was nothing cool, but it pulls people out of the woodworks, and people
Mhm.
are DMing me, asking me about this weird club that I bought that I was hitting. And then somebody else is like, "I didn't know you played golf." And it creates all these additional conversations.
Mhm.
And nobody goes, "Oh, wait, now we're talking about golf. Remind me what you do for a living." Like, people know. And so I think sometimes, Athena, we buy into that lie,
Mhm.
because buying into that lie, the answer to that is that I have to do nothing.
Mm. Mhm.
"Oh, I mean, if I post more, isn't that gonna actually hurt me?" Sure, believe that so that you don't have to do anything, you
Well, and
know?
I do say I think Athena, personally, will listen to anything that says I don't have to post as much,
Of course. Right? Like,
especially
"Oh,
video.
isn't I don't wanna work out too much." Right? Like, if I do too much cardio, like, that's probably not good for me, so I'll do none. Like,
Yeah. Oh my
that's the
yeah.
way I have that conversation, you know?
And so, yeah, I'm here. I'm feeling this today because this is something I needed to hear. I'm so glad you're on. I'm glad you're on for me today because where I want to go in my business, I'm gonna have to take your advice. I'm gonna have to do what you're saying.
Yeah.
Um, for me to do 3 to 5 videos a week and post every day would be a huge increase where I'm at. Thinking of 4 a day, I'm like, what the like? Who has time?
Yeah.
We're running multiple
Yeah.
companies. We have kids. We've got spouses. But I think I love what you're saying though, because you're saying it allows you to show up authentically and be present. And I I struggle with that. I have been struggling, and I'm changing up all these questions, but he's my friend. We got this. I struggle with that because um I feel less present because of everything going on with Savannah. I feel very isolated, right? And so, but if I'm honest, there's a lot to talk about going on right now with everything, you're right? There's a lot of lessons to be learned. There's a lot of wisdom I'm gaining in a difficult season. That you're right. If I was being truly transparent and present, there, people would know more. I get a lot of people say, "It looks like Savannah's not okay." And, or people, just recently, somebody says, "It looks like Savannah's going through a lot, but she's okay, right? She's gonna be fine." No,
Yeah.
Savannah's not gonna be fine. Savannah will be fine because Savannah's gonna go to heaven. But no, but there's opportunity. I'm not truly being present. But there's a balance there. I don't want to come out and be needy, right? I don't wanna be the, negative Nelly. So there's a balance there, right? Of showing your transparency of your truth and, your hardship and the overcoming. Is there right? Tell me, is that
Yeah,
being
my
present? There's a
so
balance there, right?
so yes, and I don't even think it's our job as the people speaking on a podcast right now to tell people what that balance is,
Okay.
because I think for some people the right balance is to be an open book. I think for other people the right balance is to not be an open book because you can't trust your own mouth and your own fingertips, and you're going to end up saying things that could ultimately hurt you. And I think only we know kind of where we sit in that. But what my favorite part about teaching what you just said is, so one of my favorite verses in the Bible is Proverbs 29:18, where there is no vision, the people will perish. And so what I think about in your story is, if you just decided today, you know what, I'm gonna just talk about Savannah more. The good, the bad, like, that's probably not the greatest approach, because you have all these people that like don't know enough of the story to be able to tie it all together. And so I'm always a big fan of, like, if somebody wants to start sharing online something they haven't talked as much about, that they should record a video where they say, hey guys, I want to educate you on something. There's this season of life that I'm in. There's this scenario facing me that I've hid from most people for a really long time. And you're going to see me talk about it more. But inside of that, I want you to understand collectively, like, what all this means.
Mm,
And so now I've given myself permission to be more vulnerable, but I've also set the stage so that you understand that, like, guys, this isn't doom and gloom. Like, I don't need you all to feel sorry for me now. This is a part of my story.
mhm.
And I'm robbing you of your ability to grow by not sharing it. And now you've given yourself permission. Again, you didn't need it, but you've just made the picture more clear.
Yeah.
And now it's amazing. Like, the minute you declare that, like, all the pressure goes away, because you're no longer concerned with, like, how are people going to connect the dots? Like, I already gave them all the dots, and now I'm going to speak my truth. And I think that's the part that people miss. And, again, it requires being present
And
to
vulnerable.
think through the way we
Mhm.
do this, and we don't have time. So it's like, I'm going to take a selfie at McDonald's and post it on the internet. It's like, okay, well, that doesn't make sense, but whatever.
Unless I'm getting chicken nuggets because I love some chicken nuggets, but
And
I can't eat those.
I
After
love
losing 80
some
pounds so far
nugs.
in a year, I don't get to do chicken nuggets. Um, but I will say this. Okay, so I want to pull something that you said out of that. You talked about, people, because there are people who are struggling. Kyle, they're putting the content out. Now I will say most of them are not doing to the volume that you're talking about. But there are people who are putting the content out there. They think they're doing it right, but it's not getting traction. They don't feel heard. People are not interacting with it. What do you think? Where's the disconnect? What wisdom, Coach Kyle, would you give us in that situation? Because I have
Well,
that too. I have
yeah.
some of my posts that I do that just don't, they fizzle. Boo.
gosh, I feel like this could be a whole second episode to like truly drill into to all of the things
Well, maybe we'll do that,
that
but tell
I
us
was
an
gonna say,
I'm
did
overview
thinking
and we'll
everyone
right.
take a
hear?
note.
I think I just heard Kyle say he was gonna come on another episode.
4th
That's what I just
time,
heard.
So
yep,
y'all better not
everybody.
make that 3-time t-shirt. You
Yeah.
better save it for the 4th time. So I want to say this first. We do oftentimes put too much weight on
Mhm.
the power of social media
Mm.
from a direct, like, I got a sell from social media today. Like, that's not normal unless you're running ads. Like, most of the time, somebody is going to possibly like see your Facebook post and they're like, oh my gosh, yes, Athena, she'd be perfect. And then they're going to text you. And so you'll never actually give credit to social media for that lead. But social media is what woke them up to reach out to you. And so I think we have to understand that, like, if we're always looking to be able to directly connect dots for like, okay, we've been posting 5 times a day, what do we have to show for it? That's
Mhm.
just not always how the metrics work with social media. And so I've decided that like social media is just a non-negotiable. I have to show up there, even though I hate it, but I'm not going to stop. But then here's the other part. To me, being present in sales is still old school sales. It's putting touches on people. It's not just putting things out there and hoping that they touch
Amen.
it. We've got to work. We've got to work.
We
And
do.
so for me, a big piece to that is I have a personal assistant that's a virtual assistant, and Ray holds my feet to the fire. Right. So when I go, like, our cadence is when I have like Zoom meetings, he goes in every day, he looks at my Zoom meetings, he goes ahead and adds all of those people into my CRM so that way now follow-up is in place to go put touches back on those people.
Mhm. Yes.
If most people listening are like me, for years and years and years and years and years, I've just wishfully thought, yeah, I'm going to follow up with those people. And Athena, I even tell people on sales calls, and I think this is like a secret trick for me, but it's honest. I would go, hey, Jada, just so you know, I suck at sales. I'm a horrible sales guy. I probably won't follow up with you. And so if you actually do want what we talked about, you're going to have to tell me because I'm going to have probably moved on to the next thing. And I literally say that to people because it's true. If my assistant doesn't keep me dialed, I'm gone to the next stage. I'm speaking at the next event. I'm on the next airplane and I don't follow up. But here's what's wild. When I follow up, being present, I make money.
Mhm.
It never fails. So I think a lot of people now, it's safe to go, well, I'll just post on social today. Yes, you should. But I'd rather you post once a week on social and follow up with people in real life.
Mhm.
If your goal is to actually make more money. If
Yes.
your goal is to just appear like you make more money, then yes, don't follow up in real life, but post more on social media.
But real success is the combination of the 2.
100%.
Right. I mean, because I will tell you, we have learned in our businesses, um, we're good at follow up. We're good at our systems. It's what we
Yep.
teach, right? We're good at those things. We are not good at social media. It's our weak spot. We are getting better. I'm a lot better than I used to be, but it is still a weak spot. And so that is hindering us, but it's both. Now
It is
we are
both
still,
because I'm good at the other one. Right? Like
mhm.
you and I are the opposite, which is probably why we've been good friends for so long.
We have always said that if we put each other together, and I mean this sincerely, if
Yeah.
you did everything my friend Kyle told you to do and everything I told you, your business would almost grow too fast
Yeah, you
be-
wouldn't be able to handle it.
because the 2 theories together work so well together.
Yeah.
It is one of the reasons why I do love you to come back because it's so truth. And I love hearing, I feel like I get secret coaching sessions in church. So I appreciate that. But
So you want to, can I show y'all one of my new secrets?
yeah.
I have one of these little devices now, right? That I can set this to 5 minutes, 20 minutes, an hour, and then tap it. And it's just a little alarm that, I mean, obviously we have them on our phones, but I like the physicality of it.
Yeah.
And so one of my new goals is to send 5 videos a day per company. One-to-one videos, right? Not social media content, but in my coaching company, in my VA company, and then for my speaking business, to just send 5 videos a day. Most
To
of
your
those are
team
follow-up.
or to your follow-ups?
No, to the literal potential client.
Okay.
And these are short, right? These are 10 to 15-second videos. And so what I figured out is, like, if I do 3 15-minute rotations, I'm done. And it's amazing how much it rains
Mm,
when I actually put in 45 minutes of effort. And for the person that has one business, that's 15 minutes of effort,
right.
right? And so we're like, I don't have time. It's like, come on, guys. This isn't rocket science. 15 minutes of intentional presence.
Mm. Jada, what's your
Watch what it
question?
does.
Yeah, I've got a question. So,
Okay.
in our business, we don't send video follow-ups. A lot of our follow-ups are email, phone call, text message. So, could you walk our listeners through maybe what a video follow-up could look like, just like as an example of what you're doing
Yeah.
on a day-to-day basis?
Yep.
And she's
So
not just talking to the listeners. We're still in your
I mean,
That's
info
we're
right.
here.
still we're still in your
No-
audience right now too, but
none of this is, you're not stealing anything. Y'all already do this through email, phone call, and text message.
yeah.
Yeah, so
I'm just giving you a better way to deliver it.
Yeah, you're adding
exactly.
face to that and
Right.
adding that rapport and trust.
So I'll rattle off several. One of my favorite ones is, like, if I feel like I'm getting ghosted,
Mm,
I'll pull up my camera and be like, bro, we had a really good conversation 3 weeks ago. What? And now, like, you're too good for me. Are we going to talk again? Like, and I love sarcasm, right? Like, so obviously, like, don't be sarcastic if you're a jerk, because then you'll just be a jerk. But guys, every time, first of all, they actually message me back. And their message is always like, I'm so sorry, I've been really busy, which is what I knew was true. And then now we're having a conversation again. One of my other favorite messages is when I get a new lead, they get a video from me, no matter where I am. And so I could be on the driving range hitting golf balls, and if a lead comes in, I'm sending that lead a video from the golf course. I'm not going, oh, well, I'm sweaty, and, like, I have a hat on, and, like, it's windy. I'll do it when I'm in my office tomorrow. That's too long. They could have also been referred to somebody else between now and then. And what I've also found is, and this will be a markable moment. Our backgrounds say words that our words never will.
there you get another drop.
And so when I'm on the golf course recording a video for business, somebody's going to go, oh, that's cool. I play golf too. Boom, deepen the connection.
Mhm. Wow.
I'm in a
Okay,
crowded food court.
By the way, you guys, I'd never take notes during a podcast.
Yes.
I'm taking notes.
It only took me coming on 3 times to get you to take a note. Here we go.
I am taking notes. Good.
If I'm in a crowded food court with my family on a Saturday, I'm going to record it really quick. And I might even be holding one of my kids. The other day, I recorded a sales call or a sales video with Ruby, my 2-year-old, in my lap, drinking her bottle. And the response back was like, oh my gosh, she's adorable. Boom, deepening the relationship. It's never the things we want it to be that deepen the relationship. It's the things that are random, but that we share in common.
Mm.
And so that's how, like, you guys are working out and you don't have makeup on and you're sweating and you record that video, like, you're supposed to be sweating, you're working out. But that may be that connection that deepens that opportunity, as opposed to you sitting in your office with the perfect background, with your hair, exactly how you want it. These are all the little details that don't take time, but they do require you to get over yourself, which is where most people fall short.
Yes, you're
That's
right.
so good.
Yeah, I mean, it's excellent. And that goes back to being present, right? Being present is being authentic and vulnerable.
100%.
And so that's the only way people what's interesting that you're saying this, and so you guys all know I love Darren Hardy, but I've recently watched his social media. I don't know, have you seen it? It's
Mm,
gotten personal.
Hmm.
really?
Yes, we're seeing his dog. We're seeing pictures of his we're seeing he's extremely introverted, believe it or not, and private. And we're starting to see more of his life. So he is actually his team is doing what you're talking about
And
to an extremely private person.
here's how I bet that happened. Younger influencers that haven't done jack crap compared to what Darren Hardy has done in his life feel more personable and trustworthy because you're seeing their dog, you're seeing them get a smoothie, you're seeing them walk down the beach, and Darren's team's going, Darren, your background is really pretty, your backyard's really pretty where all your Darren dailies take place. It's not connecting, it's not relatable. We've got to switch this up. I guarantee you that's the conversation
Well,
because
it's been
people less talented than him are starting to win. And so he's got to make this shift if he
mhm,
wants to end this creator economy, if he
mm,
wants to connect with his people.
yeah,
It's the only move that he has
mhm.
to make.
And I love it because I don't know him like I've actually had dinner with him, but I wouldn't, he's not gonna invite me for Thanksgiving. But I know him enough that it's fun to see the real him. You know
Hmm.
what I mean? It's fun to
Yeah.
see the real him. And so as somebody who already admires him and respects him, I will say as his follower, if you will, I love seeing the real him. I love seeing the imperfect, crazy dog, those kind of fun things.
Yep.
Um,
Can I tell you one more story real
oh,
fast?
please tell.
So 3 weeks ago, I was driving home from my parents' house. I live 18 minutes from them. And there's typically like 4 to 5 big stoplights that I end up stopped at. And so I just decided at every stoplight, I'm going to think of someone random that I haven't talked to in a while and just shoot them a quick video sitting at the stoplight. I sent 4 videos in 18 minutes. One of them turned into a new client.
Wow.
It costs me nothing.
Hmm.
Now, ask me, have I done that again since then? No, because I'm a moron, right? Can you imagine if every day I was like, every day, every stoplight I'm ever at, I'm going to record a 10-second video to somebody?
You are giving
Like,
me so
can you
I'm
imagine what
going
my
to a
business would look
speaking
like?
I know I'm going to a speaking engagement, and everybody knows I'm afraid to drive long distance, so I have my chauffeur, who's my husband,
Yeah, so you could
and
record hundreds.
I know, I'm like, it's like 2.5 hours away or something. Can you imagine sitting in the back of my car how many videos I could do?
Wow.
Serious with
So
that
many.
idea.
Literally.
And then I'd be distracted and not be worried about my car anxiety, silly stuff, right? And then I'm making
There
it
you go.
productive. I don't know, that's a great idea.
I think
Excellent
Jerry may
idea.
appreciate that too.
I know.
Yeah, and
From
it'll
my
give him some
chauffeur.
love, you know?
Yeah, exactly. Well, and he would appreciate me retiring him, so, he'd like, keep it up. But hey, Kyle, you my gosh, I needed to hear this. I get overwhelmed personally thinking about how much, when you said, 405 posts a day, I start to get feeling overwhelmed, or literally I want to just be like, no, I just want to shut down and not do it. For for people like me who are like, "Ugh, that's just too much. I don't want that much more on my plate." What would you tell people like me?
Um, I, I think the truth is get over yourself. Like your opinion doesn't matter, right? Like we've seen the data. The world is moving so fast. Like we can't afford to be forgotten. We
Mhm.
don't make money
Yeah.
if people don't know who we are and remember that we exist.
Mhm.
And so to me the advice is just commit to doing more than you currently are doing.
Mm. Yep.
For somebody that posts once a week to be like, I'm doing it. I'm gonna do 3 posts a day. No, you're not. Like, you might do it for 5 days and then you're gonna burn out and your family's gonna be like, really, mom? You're an influencer now? Like, this is so dumb. And so you've got to take baby steps.
Mhm.
And for most people, like, especially you're 6 seasons into the podcast. That's years of content. So you're sitting here going, I don't know if I could do 4 posts. You have 5 posts a day sitting in your Google Drive with recorded content, right? Clips, blog posts, quote graphics, right? Bloopers, all those things that
We have a
literally
lot of
require
bloopers.
no more of your effort, a lot of bloopers, right? Especially when y'all bring on people like me.
No, they're
Uh,
all mine.
you have all that stuff.
Mhm.
And so again, the biggest issue is that we put pressure on ourselves that every post has to perform. But the reality is I just need one new client at a
Mhm.
time.
Yep.
And so I could have a post that gets 3 likes. Gosh, what a freaking loser. But if that post brings a new opportunity,
Mhm.
that post wasn't a failure. That post won. And so I just don't care about metrics. I just show up and share.
Well, I needed to hear this because I do struggle with, 2 things. One, I struggle with the listening to the lie that you already have so much to do, right? So there's that
Yeah.
lie. When, like you said, you just break it down into seconds, do it in the car, whatever, right? So that's a lie I need to overcome. And the second you hit in the beginning, and maybe people feel the same way, is I do feel silly sometimes that people don't want to know that. And you're 100% right. I'm wrong. I am wrong in that, because when I am in public, people want more. They want to know more, and I am not being present enough for the people who do follow me. And so I really want people to hear that. I'm throwing myself under the bus because I know I'm not alone. There are people listening right now that I think that it's really important that you got schooled today too, and you got some church from Coach Kyle, that if we're going to stand out, if we're gonna be present, the first thing is we've got to show up,
Yep.
right? That's what you're
Yeah.
telling me,
And
is show
for
up.
you, you've got big meetings with publishers over the next 6 to 12 months, right? Like, and I guarantee you, here's how one of them's going to go. We'd love to see your follower count get to blank. And
Yeah.
then y'all are going to look at each other and be like, oh, now the pressure's on and it's way less fun. Right.
Mhm.
And so I think the last piece of advice is start building for what you're not sure is going to happen yet. Cause you know something bigger is coming. New opportunities are going to present themselves and you're going to need to be in a better place than you are today. And so let's show up for the future, not just for what we can get out of the present. And it changes our mindset. It makes it easier. It makes it doable because now we're not so fixated on what happened today. Did we get anything today? What? And we can, be more open-minded, seeing more into the future. And to me, it's the only way we can win right now.
I love that. I love that. Stay on, but Jada, that was so good. He's again, why he's a three-peat, will be a four-peat. I know it. Someday I'll share another stage with him, but you always have some facts and figures. Tell us, let's nerd out for a second. Any science behind this?
But yeah, and I'll try to keep it short and sweet today, but I do always have some science because I'm a little bit of a nerd that way. So the first one, it comes out of the Journal of Social Psychology, and their research states that even just having your phone visible can reduce your ability to focus, empathize, and form real connection, even if you're not using it. So presence starts with saying no to your invisible distractions whenever you're trying to have that one-on-one intentional conversation. So and if you're not watching on YouTube right now, Kyle's holding up his little timer he was talking about earlier. The second set of research indicates that communication in richer media, so that face to face or video, Kyle, is significantly more trustworthy and engaging than your text only type channels. So, where you show up matters, how you show up in those spaces matters even more.
Mm.
And last but not least, the social presence research indicates that high levels of social presence directly increase trust, engagement, and even purchase intent in digital interactions. So being seen is really what's going to drive your results. Presence isn't optional, but it is foundational. And that's really what we have been talking about today.
Yeah, I think Kyle nailed all those.
Hmm.
He may know the stats. All right, you guys,
Yeah.
I'm just gonna give you 4 quick things. You know, we like to give you the rubber meets the road. I'm gonna be frank. I hope you wrote down a bunch of notes, from Kyle. I did. I already can tell you there's some things I need to go back and do differently in my own business. But, for you guys out there, you want to be present. First of all, I'm gonna say this. We've talked a lot about online, but going back to those stats, number 1 thing, when you are face to face with somebody, be face to face with them. Put your phone down. Don't watch your Apple Watch. Actually have a communication. Listen to them. In sales, our number one skill is listening and listening to what's not being said. So remember, listen with your entire body. So engage, listen if you're face to face in person. That's key. Number two, before any meeting, ask yourself, what do I need to learn? Right? What am I trying to learn? What do I need to happen? Now, I want to say this, those are two both in person things. Okay. I'm seeing a lot of disconnect in sales. And I want people, what is happening? What are you trying to connect? What are you trying to learn from that conversation? You've got to be present to do that in sales. Now, going more to what Kyle was talking about, we've got to do the video. I'm just going to tell you, we've got to get these videos out there. I heard it. The science is telling us pick an area in your life where you're going to start doing the video. Be present online, get them out there, do the video, you guys. And going back, number 4, going back to something Kyle said, show the world who you really are. Show the world who you are. I loved what he said. We said, golfing, whatever it is, show the world who you really are. The world is looking for authentic people with AI and all of this, a lot of stuff going on right now. Being authentic, being present, and being real sells. So let's do it. And by the way, I think it's easier being fake. So, but the number one thing, take action today. I would like you to do 2 things. 1, I'd like you to decide what video content you're gonna start doing to be connected. And 2, I'd like you to start thinking about what are some conversations I need to pick up the phone, do face to face, by Zoom, what conversation. So these are some practical things for you to get connected and be present today. Jada, how do people get in contact with my friend?
That's a great question. Kyle, how do people get in contact with you?
I am Coach Kyle Draper everywhere on social. You can go to kyledraper.com and that's will pretty much get you anywhere.
Perfect. Well, thank you so much for being here again. And we'll make sure, again, to link all of your books. I believe there's 7, right?
There are
Okay.
7
Awesome. So we will
as
make
of
sure to,
today. We
as of
got 2
today.
more coming out in the next 3 weeks. So,
Okay. Well, there will be 9 then by the time this episode goes live.
that's
Wait,
right.
you said 3 more? 2 more
2
in the
2
next week.
more in the 2 more in the
Okay.
next month.
Nice. All right. Well, yeah, by the time this episode goes live, have 9 out there. So I'll make sure to link all 9 in the show notes.
Thank you.
Of course. And then also was gonna link your website, and then all of your social medias. So that way anyone that's listening can just click that link pretty easily, especially if you're in the car or on your treadmill, would hate to trip or wreck. So go back to the show notes later. In other news, though, this is almost the last episode of the season. We have one more episode. So go ahead, download our season 6 resource guide. It'll be in the show notes as well. There is goodies from this entire season. So if you haven't listened to the first 8 episodes, go back, check them out, and join us next week as Athena brings some real talk and real strategies. We'll see you
Thank you,
then.
guys.